Okay. For most, I have the iMac over here and the Mac Studio right here. So far, I am stunned about the amount of time and performance with this machine. With this machine right here, I am flabbergasted with it. I'm impressed with this little machine because this is where I keep all my backups, and I thought it was gonna be taken overnight for all my stuff to transfer from my iMac to this. An hour and 30 minutes. The power of the M1 Ultra. This is professional grade. And now you know I got to top it up. So, with this machine right here, and also the cool thing, it got Touch ID, and that don't. The funny thing is, why doesn't the Intel iMacs, you could get a Touch ID keyboard to compare it to that. It won't work. It's an M1 Ultra, no, an M1 Mac feature. I just don't understand. But here's the story of how am I impressed with this machine. Because you guys remember, I've bought 2 of those Intel iMacs. Stupid fact, my first 2020 iMac was struck by lightning. Fried everything. I just paid it off. And it was an $8,000 machine at the time. I was like, no. How could this happen? But, bottom line, I traded that one in for this one right here. There's another 2020 Intel iMac for $8,000. But I traded the one that was fried. Apple figured it out. It was fried. So they gave me like $1,700 off of this one right here. So if your iMac gets fried, and Apple will figure it out. So I mean, I told them that, but they were willing to look at it to see if any parts could come off of it that could salvage it or anything. I don't care. So I got this one paid off. So I'm going to use this iMac Intel. I'm going to call it the Intel iMac. I'm going to use that iMac for like light projects, like when I'm going to watch a movie or like listen to music. And this one I'm going to use for my editing and stuff. And hopefully I have projects that are coming because I cannot wait how this is going to perform. So, back to the story. So, when I transferred all my data from this, because I always keep a backup. I back up once a day, actually once a week. I do a hard backup. I do light backups like every other day. And when I'm going to run a backup. So, when I got this machine right here, this Intel iMac that I have right here, I plugged this backup into it to transfer all my data to this new Intel iMac. It took overnight for it to complete, and everything was on it. I was like, I didn't lose anything. But the time it took overnight for everything to be on here. But for over here, I have like 5 terabytes of data on here. It took an hour and a half for this one to be complete. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, and I checked, everything is on here from Intel M1. So I'm very impressed of how fast and quick this thing is. So, I mean, I didn't had to get the fully spec'd out one. A lot of people say you should have gotten the base model, the M1 Max. It just performs as good. But it's in my family blood that we get the best of the best. Like my parents would always get the best of the best. I mean, they would not get anything base model. My dad really didn't care. He was just a old country guy, and that's why I'm kind of like inheriting old country guy. Just as long as it works, you know. But my mom, on my other hand, my mom she would not drive anything that is base model. Same with my dad. My dad would be like glad with a mid trim. That what kind of guy, relax kind of guy. And my mom would always, and my auntie, they would always get everything specced out, everything fully loaded. The cars they drove was fully loaded. So I kind of inherited that. So that's one of the both vehicles that I have. I have one, the X-Con, that I'm trying to like customize. Then my professional vehicle is fully loaded. And same with my Max. I get my Max fully spec'd out. And was this computer a need? No. There was completely nothing wrong with my Intel. I loved that machine. I still love that machine. And that machine is mad at me because he thinks I'm replacing him, which I'm not replacing you, so you could calm the fuck down. But just like a lot of people in 2020, I became very, very weird. You know, in 2020, I became weird. Very weird. Because I'm in that era that, Hamilton, you don't need two things. Two of everything. Like, I have 2 cars. Now I have 2 professional graded machines over here. I have a moped, and I have a crotch rocket, because I had to buy Hudson's motorcycle off of him because he couldn't afford the payments on it. They were going to come and repossess his motorcycle. So I paid off his bike, so I own it. So he's paying me back for it because that's too cool of a motorcycle just to let repossess and to mess up his credit. So I'm not going to allow that. So technically, I got 2 cycles, 2 cars, and 2 professional grade Macs, and a Mac laptop. But the Mac laptop, I just put it in a bag and go. I just go and ride. But that's what Hudson's using. My old 2015 laptop, MacBook Pro. He loves it. So this coronavirus made me funny, you know? But that's okay. And that's why I'm always working all the time. And my next adventure is I'm trying to buy a house. Because I want to be able to leave my parents' house because I want my own place. I want my own place so I could be able to have my things and stuff and not live with my parents. Because I'm trying to move out. I'm trying my best to graduate. One more college. And this is just, you guys are inspecting an Mac Studio unboxing. I'm off on a tangent, but this is a different video. So, this is my impressions of the Mac Studio and the Mac Studio display. You know, so this is an early intake on my life, an early intake on my computer. I'm always working, one more class until graduation. And the cool thing, use my finger to open it. So I just can't believe that the Mac Studio impressed me already. But yeah, I had to get the a lot of people are wondering, like, I mean, you got space under here, so if you got the tilt up and tilt down studio display, you won't hit the machine. But I am very amazed with this thing. So it's just like my impressions on this machine is Awesome. I didn't have to go out fully loaded, but I wanted to. And been working a lot. And to my fans out there, sorry we haven't been in touch, because for these I have a very expensive taste, you know. So I got to be working a lot, save some bread, save some money for my new house, what I'm trying to get. Trying to put money aside for a house, and on top of that, paying bills and etc. Trying to move out of my parents' house after I graduate and be able to live happy ever after, you know. But for me to supply my addiction, I have a very expensive taste, and for me to be able to pay for them, I gotta work a lot, you know. So this is where I'm at, you know. And to my fans out there that's still in touch, would love to hear how we're doing. We're busy. We're growing up. We're not, for me, I'm not a college student. I mean, and been having personal issues going on. Personal issues that I'm trying to, like, handle myself, and trying to, like, better myself. Because I've made stupid decisions in the past. Like, I was fired from the funeral home because I walked out, because I was angry at my boss, because I was treated unfairly. So I walked out, and he fired me for it. Was that a stupid decision? Yes, it was. I'm not perfect. I'm not a god. I was mad as fuck. And I loved what I did, but I hired an investigator, and an investigation team went and investigated my boss, and that really pissed my boss off that I even went to that extreme. But you're not going to treat me different than everyone else. You're going to treat me the same, just like how this world is, like, worshiping. Do not discriminate. We can't discriminate about, like, in America, we can't discriminate against color. We can't discriminate against race. We can't discriminate against sexuality, gays, bis, whatever. But for me, on the other hand, it's okay to discriminate against me. Okay. That's what I don't understand. But I walked out. With Publix, I put my 2 weeks in because I was going to get fired because I was targeted again. So that was a good choice, actually, that I put my 2 weeks in at Publix, and that was a good choice. But with the funeral home, I was punished for something that could have been prevented, and it was that we were punished as a group, but it turned out the investigation that I put out, that I was the only one that got punished for it. So I walked out, and I was fired for it. So a little personal level where I'm going through right now, but this was actually in the past, but it's like, it haunts me sometimes. But I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. That was a stupid mistake. But as I, like, every day living on, I'm learning to fixate on school, because I got one more class until graduation. Then after I graduate, I get my own house. That's my goal, is to get my own house so I could be able to live life and enjoy it, you know, and have 2 cars paid for, these 2 machines paid for, no debt. All I'll have as a house payment. So that's what Hampow has been up to, supporting his heavily expensive addictions with Apple products. You know, I know a lot of people are going to say, Hamilton and his Apple products. Yeah, I explain, I know. But that's okay. You have the money. You get to live once, you know. Enjoy life while you have it, because the next day you could wake up dead. And if these are the things that I want to surround myself with, Apple products, iPads, iPhones, Macs, if I want to spend the rest of my life around them, you get one life. There you go. So That's a little Hampow update. I know y'all fans are like, Hamilton, Hampow, where you at? Where you at? I mean, I've gotten super busy that some of the emergency responses were from a couple days ago because I've been work. And this summer, I am thankful I was able to squeeze in time to help my local first responders this summer, making videos for them as well. And just growing up is hard sometimes because you can't do the things that you like to do that I've done, you know? I mean, it is really sucks. Like, I was a kid, I was always behind the computer making videos, having fun, but life grabs you by the feet and you work. That's what life is. You work, and that's what it is, you know? But Hampow is not dead, but Hampow tries to get touch and base with his fans, and I love y'all. Don't think I've disappeared, but if y'all think that, that's okay, because, you know, I'm out here living life, and this is what I like to do, you know? I'm in the Apple loop. But that's a little Mac Studio Life of Hampow update mixture about Ann Hudson. Our life have changed for him as well. But the only thing I'm gonna say about his life is that he got another job. He doesn't do landscaping, period, anymore. Because, I mean, he did the right thing, and the company that he worked for scams people, and he doesn't do that. So, Hampow, we'll catch you later.